Hello, Peter. Look, we thought this is Keith Walker.
Peter, pleased to say hello to you.
We've basically come to the end of the course where we've had arousal, and we thought we'd just put a little video together to say thank you to you for supporting us all these years, and yes, just to say a few words about how we've used arousal since. When was it, Keith? When did you start?
11 years for me, yes. So I think a few more for you on top of that, as I understand it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of the end of an era. So we thought, as I said, we'd say thank you to you. I've met Keith pretty much by chance. He's got a business background, and he's really been helping me over the years. Do you want to say a few things, Keith?
Hello, Peter. Thank you for this valuable teaching tool we've had. As Willie has mentioned, I met him over 11 years ago, and they were initially trying to develop this course with arousal as the basis of it, and I got involved in the course. They were trying to sort of kick it along a little bit. My background is not academic. I happen to have retired, I sold a business and retired in my mid-40s as a 45-year-old, and then I just stumbled around and stumbled into uni and became a student and then graduated and stumbled out again, and then I stumbled into something at the university, and then I stumbled into a bit of teaching in the business faculty and things like that, and then I stumbled across Willie. So I'm more of just a practitioner of business, although I have enjoyed my academic studies. And so when I came to teach this course, or came involved in this course, I was always very keen for students to relate the course theory to the real world, and so that's been the basis of my teaching. So I've often used newspaper clips and things like that, which I can discuss in an open format with the students without any problems, and just get them to appreciate how business works and what happens. And now, I've always, when I've been teaching the students, Willie and I have been teaching, and for me it would probably be up somewhere near 1,800 students by now after 11 years. We've always commented that this is not the real world, your model, but it is a pretty good approximation of the real world, and it's certainly a valuable teaching tool, and they can practice their skills in here, and they can practice the things that we try to teach them in the theory side, and nobody loses their house or their car, so that's been very valuable. What we've tried to do, and we wrap the course up the end with a reflective report, and the students have to write a couple of thousand words on what they've learnt from the course and things like this, and we encourage them to, even if they've learnt that they've made mistakes, if they can articulate that and put that down in a reflective report, and even if they can refer it back to some academic reading that they've had during the course, well, then that's a reflective report. They've learned something. We have a mixed group. Whenever we have students, this has been our biggest class this year. We're up over 270. We have roughly a third of our students are sort of the younger ones, the ones that just want to finish uni, they're in their mid-20s, 24, get out of here, make money. We have a group that's in their mid-20s to their late 30s, and they're already out and they're in work and they're just studying part-time, so they stay with us in the online format. And then we have older students, the 40-pluses, and there's always a couple of them, sometimes 50. And these are people who've come back perhaps from the trades or retired. And we every year we get a couple of them. They're the really good students because they read everything and they practice everything. Getting students to read, I don't know how you're going to do it in the future. We've battled that the whole way through. It's just sort of tough to get them to read academic textbooks anymore, so we just do the best we can and that sort of thing. The genesis of my teaching the course, and I tell the students this at the beginning, is that I want them to pass the course. In other words, I don't want to waste their time, or perhaps even Willie and our time. And I want them to learn something from the course, and I want them to have it as an aid to think for themselves. I let the younger students know that when they go out in the real world, it's going to be that they will get a good salary as a tertiary qualified Australian construction manager, but people aren't going to bring them solutions. They're just going to come and bring them problems. And if they can have tools to solve these problems with, which they can perhaps learn from university, then that's great. That's what I've tried to do. So this is it. So I'm 67, so I'm now going to be retiring as soon as I finish the last lot of assignments at the end of this semester, at the end of June. and I'll be retired. I'll have to find other things to do, which I know I will, because I've been retired for 22 years, so I'll manage. And your tool, the arousal tool, has been great. I don't know the inner workings of all your relationships that you've got inside there in this Excel spreadsheet, but I can see that things deteriorate inside companies if the students don't employ accountants, if they don't do their work safety, if they get the workloads out of whack and things like that. So it's been a valuable tool. Even our older students, and we have one this year that actually has got his own company of 50 staff already. He's in his late 40s. Even our older students, they just dive into it. They love it. They love to fiddle with it and play with it. Our younger students, the 22-year-olds, well, they do what they have to, and hopefully something they've learnt sticks in their head, and maybe in 20 years' time when they're senior staff somewhere, they'll remember things. So that's it. So thank you very much, Peter, for your development. I don't know what the rest of the feedback is from around the world, but we do know that here in Newcastle, it's worked very well. We know that the course is popular because we get students from outside the institution enroll with us. A lot of other institutions in Canberra and a few of the other universities have accredited our course so the students can do it. It also fits in with something that Australia's tried to do, started back in the 90s, where they tried to increase the soft skills, in other words, business type skills of the hard skilled students, engineers, construction managers, etc., etc. So that's called the Carpin Report. So as a valuable tool, it's been great in helping that, and it's also fits in with the ethos of Newcastle Uni, which is a problem-solving, learning outcome type institution. So you get to work on real-world problems. So your arousal has been a wonderful addition to that, and I know from the feedback, and Willie will tell you a bit more in a minute, that the students do appreciate it. It sometimes gives them concern. And Willie and I often have to decide what we're going to scale their mark at, but as a learning outcome, I think it's been great for the students. So thank you for that, and thank you for the years that we've been able to use it, and all the best for your future. Thank you.
Well, thanks very much, Keith. I don't know what else really to add to that. You've done a great job, and thanks, Keith. I thought it might be of interest just to show this. We get the students to spend a bit of time on that book. It's one which we found provides some useful background theory to it. This is the later edition, but it's a Yank book, but still got a lot of relevance to what we try and teach here. Pete, thanks so much for all your help. I mean, you've been tireless. You've answered so many of my email queries, and this year's installation went pretty much without a hitch. Really do sincerely hope your health goes from strength to strength. And well, thanks again. We just thought we'd take a bit of time to actually put this together and send it to you. I think that's it.
Yeah, no, thanks, Peter, and all the best for your health issues. I'm starting to limp and get stiffer with old age. I don't know what your issues are, but they seem to creep up on. They come with old age. As my dear old mum used to say, that getting old wasn't for sissies. So good luck with all the future, and thanks for this very valuable tool that we've been able to use all these years. It hasn't gone to waste. And as I said, there's probably 1,800 students that have benefited from it. They mightn't recognise that straight up, but as they move into their careers, something from the course or some of the other business type stuff that we've taught around the arousal model might stink in, and it'll be good. So thank you. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Cheers, Pete.
See you later. Good luck, Pete. Bye-bye.